Hello, children. Oh my God, what do you mean unable to connect the chat? Thank you for joining me for tonight's conversation about the female body and how society ingests it, how we are consumed and perceived by the general society. I just thought it'd be a nice discussion to have because today I kind of had a breakthrough of sorts. I've been very careful about posting my full body on social media for a very long time because for since I started going through puberty, my body has been over sexualized and I've been judged a lot just because of the body type that I do have. I was in middle school getting accused of getting breast surgery. Just like how are you going to accuse a 14-year-old of having implants? But it's like that type of bullying and stuff has really shaped the way that I've been comfortable with expressing myself and the image that I portray of myself on social media. For instance, wearing an outfit like this, okay, just wearing an outfit like that and posting a picture of it was a big step for me because of the amount of harassment that comes with just being a woman and having boobs. It's just a lot. I feel like, and feel free to comment. It says the chat won't work. I don't know why. Hmm. Unable to connect chat. Please try again later. What if I don't know what happens if I reload this page. I don't want to mess it up. But I don't know if you guys are able to comment or not. I was about to say, let me know if you're able to comment. Because it's telling me that you can't. I just have to check this. Um, I just feel like women are over sexualized, and I don't see anything wrong with a woman being comfortable with her sexuality and expressing herself sexually. It's really the only problem is with people who I can hey, I see you. Hey, Lynn. All right, good. I'm happy you can comment. But not everyone the only reason I am not comfortable with being more sexually expressive is because I've been sexually harassed for so long. Literally I remember like in high school, I mean really in middle school, really it was bad. Like I would be called a butterface because I was bullied for being ugly. But at the same time, like because my body was developing so fast, it made me like you have the biggest boobs in 7th grade. So they're like, oh well, she is the ugliest girl, but she does have boobs. And so I got titled the butterface. And then of course, well, it's not of course because it's not a normal experience. It shouldn't be a normal experience. Like I'd have people like ask me to take my glasses off and just like size me up and be like, "Oh, you're pretty." Like not you're just pretty, but you're pretty. Just it's just weird. It just always felt like my body was more valued than my face, and not because of how just naturally beautiful I was, but because of what sexual pleasure I could offer the viewer just from them looking at me. Hey, Kinona. Hey, babes. Shout out to all my peoples from Instagram who are here watching. Feel free to participate. This is a safe space for your expression. It's so weird that my live chat box isn't working on my end, but it's working on y'all's end. But yeah, when I by the time I got to high school, and that's when I was like really in my anti stage. Like I was really bent on not being a stereotype. I was bent on not being put into a label or a category. Um, and I was also very bitter for having to move. You know, when you're a teenager and you have to move, it's always just something that's just a big deal. And as soon as I go get into the school, like the first rumors that spread of me, literally within the first week, was that I was easy and I was like a whore or whatever because I had big boobs. And like if there's not anything that makes you just want to cringe and like go inside of yourself, that really made me just want to disappear even more. Like I was already ostracized by society because of me choosing to be different, me choosing to not be a stereotype, embracing rock music and stuff like that. But then on top of that, because I was an outlier in like my body development, it made it made me a target for sexual harassment and just I mean that's what it is. And I think what we should call it what it is instead of just like oh cat calling. It's sexual harassment. You know, oh snap! Oh, everyone's here. What's up? Zahir? Welcome to Zahir. I like that name. But I just feel like there was a time in society where it was seen as bad to expose your body. You know, like there was a time where even showing your ankles was prude, and then like in the 20s, like if you showed your knee, that was like ooh super sexy, and they would put like red on their knees just to like point out like ooh my dress is so short that my knee is showing. And I feel like things were moving in a really progressive way for a time. Like it was becoming like okay, like it's okay to expose yourself in a way that you feel comfortable. And you know, that doesn't take away from your femininity. That doesn't take away from like how good of a person you are, or it doesn't define you. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like now we've gotten to an era where everything is hyper sexualized. And if you're not hyper sexualized, if you're not that on that same vibe of like just being okay with being sexualized and sexualizing yourself, then you get left behind. Like the algorithm literally doesn't pick it up. It just doesn't. Um, for instance, on my Instagram page, most of my pictures are chest up. Like literally, I'll just go right here and up. And you know, I get reasonable engagement. According to the amount of followers that I have. Today, when I posted the picture of me on my knees in this outfit, in this outfit, which I've never, this is my first time putting my entire body on Instagram like that. Literally, I was getting a like per minute. So like literally like usually it's like I get a few likes like maybe like in an hour I'll have like 20 something likes on a picture. But like on like this one in an hour I had 60 likes, in 2 hours it like doubled. So it's like even the way that I'm accepted online, like me showing more skin, even if it wasn't in an overtly sexual way, got more attention and more engagement on Instagram. And I feel like it's because the algorithm pushes that. So I feel like if you do post a picture with wearing less, it's just going to be put out on people's timelines more often as opposed to a picture that's like a meme or some text or just a picture of your face. So with that, like that, it's just another way of how it's just embedded into our culture. Like it feels it feels like if you're not if you're like I feel like if I'm not being like sexy that I'm going to be ignored. You know, and like that's not a good feeling to have, because I don't want to be sexy. I don't want to be seen that, because like I've been so overwhelmed by how people treat me when they think that I'm sexy. So I could be wearing something that's not, you know, revealing to me, or that's not I'm not wearing it for sexual reasons. But when people, a certain person, particularly men, I'm talking about like not all men, but those really creepy men, you know, like they would say comments that just make me uncomfortable. Like it just makes me not feel good in my own skin to just have someone sizing you up, looking you up and down like you're a meal, like you're just some object to behold. And that's like where the line is drawn for me. I want to get you guys' opinions on it for real. Thanks. It's Dana. Oh, hi! Welcome to my emporium of questions about society. But yeah, it's just like, for instance, all right, I don't see anything wrong with girls posting nude on Instagram at all. I don't. In fact, I follow a lot of people who do. In fact, like I have a lot of sex workers that follow me, and I'm like totally cool with that, because you know it's your body, it's your choice, and you choose how you empower yourself. It just feels like the algorithm is not neutral about that. Like it just feels like I have a lot of I have competition. It's hard to compete with that, you know. It's hard to compete with that within the landscape of what is valued in the algorithm. Like I know that I know that if I were to go and like do like a whole nude photo shoot and like, you know, everything like that, I could probably get like some pretty decent engagement, you know, but it wouldn't be something that comes from my heart. It wouldn't be something that's authentically what I wanted to do. And I just, I feel like society is pushing women to do that, you know? But at the same time, I'm not one of those girls who is sitting here downing people for expressing themselves. Like, if you want to be an OnlyFans person, do you make your money. You know what I'm saying? Like that's your decision. And that's like women are not the problem when it comes to this issue. It's really men not being aware of how they are making us feel in our own skin. Men, not all men, some men just have a way of like saying things that just go, it just feels like they're looking at you naked. Like it feels like they're in your personal space just by the things that they say to you. And like I'm sure y'all can like comment some like examples, like things that you've experienced where a man has made you very uncomfortable. Like there's been days where I'm feeling really confident about my outfit, like I'm feeling really good. um I remember I was, and it really starts, it's instilled at a young age, and I keep bringing up middle school and high school because these are developmental ages. These are stages in your life where you're developing how you feel about yourself. You're developing you're developing your identity, and the things that happen to you in these time periods will affect you for the rest of your life. Because like you know, these memories, they're still crystal clear. So, you know, hashtag psychology major. If you guys didn't know, I was a psychology and sociology major. So I do feel like I am somewhat qualified to talk about this. But back to what I was saying, in middle school, I remember I wore this dress and I was really confident about it. I felt great, you know. It was loose, it was soft material, silky, and like it had a little dip, you know, but it didn't show off too much cleavage. It was just, it felt, I felt like this was a good choice for me. And I even had wore little heels with it. And I'm walking down the hallway. This is the last period of the day, or either second to the last period of the day. And this guy comes behind me and he just says, jiggle, 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 jiggle. And And like immediately I become insecure, and I'm like reaching back trying to hide. He was like, oh, you wore that dress for me, or you wore that dress for me to see all that jiggle? And it was just like no, I did not wear this dress specifically for you. And like I wasn't even aware that my butt was jiggling it in the dress. And just the fact, like, just being put on the spot like that, I felt like I was being put on the spot. And like I felt embarrassed. And for the whole day, I'm like sitting here self-conscious. For the rest of the day, I'm like really self-conscious about like who's walking behind me. Is my butt jiggling when I walk? I'm trying to step lightly so like my fat doesn't jiggle so no one can look at my butt. And like it's just so much stress just from that one guy's comment. It made me feel so insecure, felt so stared at and invaded. And I just want men to understand, like, if I or any other woman is wearing something that you find appealing, that makes you think that we are attractive, it does not warrant comments like that. It does not make it okay to express your attraction in that way. You know, I say things that are attractive to me all the time, and I don't outright just say creepy things like that. I don't just outright say, like, oh, you did that for me. Like, I'm not, I only dress for me. I do my makeup for me. I don't do it for anyone else. Look at these comments. Oh, everybody filling me up in the comments. Thank you. Yes, I see we got IMG team in here. We got TR3 up in here. Oh, hey, Zay. Yeah, see, you get what I'm saying, Zay. But as a man, though, it is good to be able to take that feedback, to take it and like just try to adjust for the next time, like, because us women are not saying like we don't want men or we don't even want interactions with y'all. We're just saying like there has to be a better way. That's not how it's been being done now. Mm. Oh my God, you've had random guys just grab your arm. Yeah, I've seen that. That's another thing I've seen with girls who are smaller, especially skinnier girls. Like, men are just so fast to just grab them up, literally physically grab them up. Like, if you want to, oh, hey, babe, I'm just doing a live about the female body in society. my fiance. But I've had a friend, like, we went to New Orleans, and when we were walking down, I don't know, Bourbon Street, whatever one of those streets, like, it smelled really bad. But either way, we're walking down the street, and like there's all these dudes leaning up on the wall. And literally, if a dude wanted to talk to her, he wouldn't say, hey, what's your name, blah blah blah. They literally just grab her by the arm and pull her over to him. And it's just like, dude, you can't just touch people. You can't just touch people that you just cannot do that. And like, I just don't know how to even stress that even more. What is this thing? I like Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the actual live thingy. That happened to you on the bus today? Oh, heck nah. Heck nah. Like, there has to be a system. Like, there has to be a system. Like, I know right now the Black Lives Matter movement is really big. I feel like we need to make sure that we are remembering the minorities within the minorities. Because statistically, the Black woman is the most mistreated, disenfranchised member of American society. And you can quote me on that. That is actual factual statistics that I learned in sociology. The Black woman is the least valued member, is the least paid citizen, and also the least respected. Like, people literally see us as objects. And I'm not saying everybody, but that's the general consensus. Even with the Black Lives Matter movement, you have to scream louder for the females that have been affected by police brutality, because it's been centered on Black men. And of course, we want justice for Black men, At the same time, we want justice for the Black women too. And a lot of not mentioning Black women as much as Black men when it comes to the Black Lives Matter movement misconstrues the message for people who are just coming in, people who don't who may not be Black, who may not understand the movement as a whole. Some of them may see it and think like, oh, this is about Black men being mistreated by the police. But we need to show that the women are getting the brunt of this too. Yes, exactly, Zay. All you need to say is, you look nice today. There's no need for grabbing or, innuendos or anything like that. I remember once these dudes got mad because I wasn't accepting their freaking cat calls. Like I wasn't even wearing anything that sexy at all. Like it was just literally like this white dress. Like I could have literally been on a prairie with this dress. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, "Hey, girl, da 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 da." I can't even remember what they said. It was so stupid. Like, "Oh, you wore that for me? You coming da 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 da?" And it's like, dude, I have a fiance. And they're like, "Man, whatever." Then they just started insulting me. So it's like it doesn't. No, it does not make sense the way we get treated in society. But let's see. I do feel like there's just like I feel like we're standing at gunpoint when it comes to expressing our bodies. If you don't if you're not if you're not overtly sexual, then you are a prude and you're not valued and you're ignored almost. You're almost ignored for not being prudent. And I can strongly say that from the experience of being abstinent. So being abstinent and not posting any sexual pictures or posting anything sexual um has gotten me I wouldn't say I've been completely ignored because y'all are here, but I see the difference in the pages. But it's like people perceive you as like, oh, you're just too goody two shoes. But then if you're actually like expressive and comfortable with yourself, then people say, oh, well, you're a whore. And it's like, maybe we should just stop listening to what people say. Unless, of course, they're good people with objective opinions. Could you even really have an objective opinion? Maybe my wording is wrong. But yeah, I just think like there needs to be something done. Some kind of movement. I don't know what we can call it, but it needs to be a movement where it's just like we're all gonna work together to defend women of color, like all women. If you have boobs and you can get catcalled, we need protection. We need defending because it's like I don't want to feel like I have to live in hiding for my whole life. Like I don't feel comfortable in a crop top or a tank top in public because I know I'm getting stares. And the stares those stares come with the fear of like what is the motive of this person staring at me? Like are they an assaulter? Are they um do they want something from me? And it's like you don't know how intense someone is going to be. Huh? No, I don't. Your glasses were on the bed. I can tell you that much. Um, because I am who I am, I have to deal with your lack of self-control. No. Yes, Kinona, exactly. Will all will always defend women whenever they are around me. Thank you, Zay. Thank you. It's just because like honestly we feel like we're living on the edge. Like it's literally like you're tiptoeing around people and around situations and like because you're loving and comfortable is often confused with flirtatious. Yes, exactly. I had to stop smiling at people so much and giving them eye contact because guys were just saying like, "Oh, I swore you wanted me. You want me. Like you smiled at me. I saw the way you looked me in the eye." And it's like, "Nah, man, I was just being genuinely nice to you and giving you eye contact as most humans should be doing nowadays is giving eye contact like that. I feel like that's the bare minimum you do in a human interaction is, you give eye contact and you smile. So I don't see how that can be taken as like, oh, you want me, or this is a sexual thing now. Like, I totally get that, Kiara. And that's another thing why I don't post like anything like sexy or suggestive on Instagram, because like even without doing that, I still get messages from weirdos, and I know that if I did do that, it would triple. Like I can't handle any more dick pics. I can't handle any more oh girl, you so thick, like or just any creepy guys trying to, like, I had a dude on Facebook try to buy my virginity when I was 14. Like, that's how weird it is for women, okay? That's how weird it is. Like like I learned that women are a commodity to men at a very early age. I'm so happy you guys are here chatting with me. What do you guys think we should call a movement? Call the movement of like what? Protect us. Women matter. Women, like, give us our space. Like, comment below what do you guys think would be a really cool, catchy name. Like, we had the hashtag Me Too movement. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. What could this be? Hashtag Let Me Be. Like like I just want to exist and be able to wear what I want to wear without the fear of like someone without the fear of being raped, assaulted, or sexually harassed. And it honestly feels good to get that off my chest. Like I don't know. I think part of me, I'm gonna be real candid with you guys, but I feel like part of me was jealous of women who were more expressive of their sexuality, because it's like they have this freedom, you know? And I felt like I didn't have that freedom, but you're the only person that can give yourself that freedom, You're the only person that can take that freedom away. So I had to really come to terms with that. And you know, it's just in today's culture, it's been normalized. Like sexuality has been normalized, and that's good. But at the same time, we have to understand that not everybody, not everyone is like that. Like, I don't know how to describe it. And I guess it's because like I was a virgin for so long. Like maybe I'm just a late bloomer when it comes to that. But I want to keep certain things like to myself, just because like I don't want the attention. I don't want it. I got that attention enough in high school and middle school, and like ever since then I've just been concealing. And I don't know so much. I do conceal in person, but I guess I feel like I conceal even more when I'm online. Seriously, I'm often a free spirit in tune with my sexuality, and I've had to learn to tune it up and down. Exactly. It's not fair because we just want to be us. Exactly. You know what? Men get this freedom to be like sexual and dirty and like all this other stuff. And they're like, oh, men will be men. Like, oh, that's just a healthy wanting, like, but if a woman expresses sexuality, it's untamed, it's unhinged, or just like it means that she automatically wants you, and specifically you. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's so weird. Let's see what Zay has to say. I think most dudes have been punished into being predatory from a young age. I know my stepfather definitely had an issue with me not going after any of my female friends. Oh, I get what you're saying. So like the whole pressure of you needing to the whole pressure of this whole society, like you should have a girlfriend, you should be able to get all the women. There's that push to have a girlfriend, that push to find that really attractive girl. So it makes guys do extreme things and not act out of like, I'm not going to call it desperation, but like out of like intense pining, for something. Like I I've had guys yell some strange things at me. One time, this dude was, I was walking, I was just walking, I just had some skinny jeans on, and it was a fitted shirt, so you could see the stuff or whatever. And this dude just yelled at me from across the street. He was like, "Hey, what you do? Hey, red shirt, what you do?" Like, and I was so scared. I just ran. I literally ran away from this person, screamed. And it's like, I don't know if he thought that I was going to respond. Like, I don't even know how to answer that question, one. But I don't know what he expected me to say or do. Would be like, yes, that appealed to me so much. I'm going to run to you and, like, we're going to talk and probably have sex and stuff like that. Like, it's just so crazy. I feel like we don't just need sexual education classes, but we need relationship education classes. Those two things need to happen in our schools, straight up. Oh, oh, you think I'm impactful? Girl, go make me cry. Thank you. Some people raise their kids to be this way, and it's sad. It is like they're like, oh, like the whole girls don't really mean no when they say no. Like, you got to be persistent. You just got to go get them. You got to be a real man. Exactly. Men will be men. I hate that. Yes, respect is respect for real. Yes, and the whole being feared of being looked up as gay because you don't get all the girls. That's right. Very right. Very very perceptive of you, Kiara. Some people raise their kids to be this way, and it's sad. It is. It is, Lynn. It really is. I wouldn't personally do anything to make anyone feel uncomfortable, but does it make me a bad person to be attracted to someone's looks, even when they may choose to express their bodies in such ways? It's not wrong to be attracted to anyone. There ain't nothing wrong with attraction. Where things get a little muddy is expressing that attraction. Like, I can see a picture on Instagram of an attractive person and be like in my head, like, damn, like, hello, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna put that in the comments. I'm just gonna be like, wow, you're glowing. This is beautiful. Something really um objective and not just like so close to my thoughts that could be taken as inappropriate, perhaps. But there's nothing wrong with being attracted to anybody. Mm. Yeah, and it's really good. See, Zahir, the fact that you're saying that you are attracted to women, but you don't want to seem like a predator, that that is where you start at. That's how you know that you're not, because you have the thought to make sure to try to not be that. And you having that thought right there, that is good. Like, that's all I was about to say, it's good enough. But I mean, and plus I've met you, man. Like, you are not a problem at all. Like, trust me. Trust me. I've seen problems. I've had problems. You are not one. You hear that? You hear that? You all unicorn, you. Mm, mm. But my grandma wanted me to be a gold digger. Wow, that's crazy. That makes sense though, because it feels like on both sides, on male and female sides, we're encouraged to play these roles that are given to us by society, whether you really fit that role or not. Mm. Oh, I'm trying to read it all. My sexuality was questioned many times. Attraction is natural. It's all about kind of. Damn, yeah. That's true though. That's true. Like, I feel like attraction is natural and it's okay to be attracted to someone. It's just how we express that attraction. That can be a compliment to someone. It can make them feel real good about themselves, or can make them feel embarrassed and possibly overexposed, you know. Um, like, uh, uh, I don't know if I'm ready to have that conversation yet on here. Um, y'all, I'm sorry. Yes. Okay. So we are like forced to play these roles. Like, all right, I had a friend whose mom literally, she would. I'm sorry if this seems ratchet, but I'm just kind of re-putting in some of these. This is just a temporary style. But her mom, was literally trying to get her to get men to teach her how to drive instead of just teaching her how to drive. Like she was just like, well, why don't you just get a man to do it for you? You know, so it's like sometimes our parents and grandparents and other family members, the people closest to us, try to reinforce these same social rules, these stereotypes that really hurt us and hurt others around us. Because like I can literally infinitely count the amount of stories of like some innocent guy who like got taken advantage of by a woman, who like wanted his money or just didn't care or cheated on him, like, and then because he got cheated on, he has this skewed view of dating and skewed view of women, which causes there to be a break in trust. And then by the time they get into their next relationship, they still have the trauma from the past. They still have that trauma that they're holding on to and feel like, well, this is how love works. You get hurt, so might as well not be the one getting hurt. You know, if you hurt someone first, it's a cycle. Good girl gets hurt by a bad guy. The good girl then she turns into a bad girl and ends up hurting a good guy who ends up turning into a bad guy because he hurts a good girl who turns into a bad girl. Like hurt people. But we have to realize the cycles in order to stop it. I Yes, I didn't go through it. I am not my family. I'm my own person. But a lot of people aren't strong. They listen to family. Exactly. Exactly. And they're like, oh, there's so many things that like my family just wanted me to listen to, and I just couldn't do it. Some things I was forced into, like going into college or whatever. Some battles you just can't win. But that's definitely true. And we perpetuate our situations that we're in, and we can change them. It's just about changing the culture and the intricacies around the culture. Because it doesn't have to be this way. I don't have, like, I want to wake up one day in a world where I could go outside shirtless like a man does when he plays basketball and feel safe. Wouldn't that be crazy? I know there's a there's an article I was reading about colonization, and actually in indigenous society, rape was not a frequent thing. In fact, they didn't even have a word for it because they didn't do it. And a lot of the women and children would be just walking around naked, shirtless, like everything. And so it's like they didn't experience rape and this predation until the Europeans came. And when the Europeans came and saw all these children and women running around naked and stuff, I guess they just saw it as easy pickings. And that was really the beginning of um, rape culture in America because this country was built upon it. And that's what's so painful. It's like there was a time where my ancestors were able to walk this very earth, this land that we sit on right now. They were able to walk it, no shirt on. Bras didn't exist, just topless and free, you know. And we could never do. I mean, sure, we could do that today, but do you know the danger you're putting yourself in? Um, there's one girl that I follow. Her name's Lyric the Nudist. You guys should definitely look her up. She did she did this amazing video where she walked through little 5 points in Atlanta, but while taking off her clothes, and she ended up walking like kind of emulating that music video that Erica Badu did back in the 90s. What she did, it was like a protest video basically, but like she walked around just removing articles of clothing and not in a non-sexual way, and just the bravery of seeing a woman do that, and the fact that that gets called brave when men get to casually walk around every day with their nipples out every day, like they act like a male nipple ain't sexual to us, like we ain't attracted to no male nipples. Like if you look closely at a pectoral, it looks like a boob. You know, like you can't tell the difference if it's a male boob or a female boob. Mm. All right, we'll see you here. Have a nice night. Love you. Yes, Zay be on it, man. Anytime I do a live, yo, Zay, you be coming in there with these one-liners that be hitting hard. I'm gonna read that out loud. Personal opinion. A lot of the problems that we have between men and women are because of sexual suppression in European culture. I could not have said it better myself. I could have not said it better myself. Like that's so true. It's beyond true. You know, and you know what's really interesting about sexual suppression in European culture? You take a look at their kings and queens and everyone, and a lot of them were sexually outcast. Like they did sexually taboo things, but yet they keep their people up to this standard of holiness that even them themselves aren't upholding. Which it's just so strange to me. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you got the Pope, kings and queens participating in pedophilia and um, just all sorts of demeaning things, but yet demonize the average citizen for fornication. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right at all. And they continue that through Christianity. I'm telling you, like the reason I was abstinent, the reason I chose not to have sex before marriage was primarily, and it took me a long time to accept this, but it was primarily because of Christianity. I was afraid to go to hell. I thought that if I had sex, I would literally burn in a fiery hell for all eternity. And because of that, it's made me have a lot of fear around sex and things that are sexual because it's like it's instinctive now. That as I got older, my reason for celibate, for abstinence changed or evolved, I guess one would say, into like I want to protect myself, not just from like sexually transmitted diseases, but I wanted to protect myself emotionally because I knew that most of the guys coming up to me, most of the guys approaching me, only wanted to talk to me and because they thought that maybe they could potentially have sex with me. And I just didn't want to give my first time up to someone who was going to just be gone afterwards, to someone who wasn't going to value me, who just seen me as a trophy to gain. And that's how that evolved, but like the original reason was because of Christianity. And even when I did first finally had sex at the age of 20, I believe, when I first had sex, I was afraid. I was actually afraid. And not only that, I had had sex for like probably like a month or so, and then I just felt guilty and I stopped and I went abstinent. I went celibate after being abstinent, losing my virginity, and I just went celibate because I just wasn't sure anymore um, if I was doing the right thing or what was the right thing. And if I love this person, how can this be wrong? And if I don't plan on being with anyone else besides this person, how can it be wrong? And I feel like Christianity and just the European education, or should I say the European miseducation, really had um, making me get emotional, really caused that. That's one of my issues with religion. It's truly horrifying to see to me that children are introduced to the idea of hell. Hell, it's abusive. Yeah, like honestly, the first discussion I ever had about sex, my mom and dad, they were just like, if you have sex, we'll kill you. And I was like 5 years old. So I was like, okay, like death. Like having sex is death. So like it's bad. Eh, and I just kind of wish I do wish I had more sexual education, because I just want to be able to be comfortable with myself. I said your genitalia will fall off. And exactly, saying things like that to a kid is scary. Like kids, we take things so, I don't know why I'm saying we like I'm still a kid, but kids take things so literally. You saying like, oh, your genitalia is gonna fall off. Um, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not right. I'm sorry guys, I got a little teary eyed. Just gonna wipe this out. Just thinking about it. Because sometimes I feel like I've lost. I don't want to say like it's a loss. Like I do feel like I was successful in protecting myself, because a lot of men that I encountered would just be like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna be the one to take your virginity," or I would tell them that I'm not gonna have sex with them, and they would know that and still try to get in a relationship with me, and I'd be like, "Oh, okay, so you know the deal." But then about like after 2 weeks, they'd be like, "Oh, so you really not gonna have sex?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I said I wasn't going to, so I'm not." And they'd be gone. So like, so for years, I couldn't even find a stable relationship because men were more focused on just having sex. And the thought that they couldn't instantly have sex with me made me unattractive. It made me the least wanted that. Like, I just felt unwanted as a romantic partner just because I wouldn't have sex. I wasn't going to have sex within the first few months, you know. Like I really like I would totally I was planning on like basically on waiting till marriage, is like why my reasoning was like, I don't want to give my virginity to someone who just wanted like a thrill, who just wanted the thrill of being there first. I wanted someone who actually wanted to stay with me forever. And I was actually lucky enough to find that with Nye the guy. If you don't know him, that's my fiance, and like I don't see myself with anyone else. Um, he's like literally been my first and my only, in a sense. That's a conversation for a different day, though. But like he's he's been my first and my only. What the fuck? Don't be sorry. Oh, alright, stop it. You always make me like blush. You have a man who loves you now, and you gave that virginity to someone who deserves it. You are strong willed and did the right thing. Oh man, girl, stop it. You're gonna make me cry. That does feel really nice to hear, though. Because, like, I question my decision a lot sometimes. Well, not even that. I don't question it a lot because, like, I'm happy I avoided a lot of bullshit. But I do feel inexperienced sometimes, or like I feel like I missed out on something. But people tell me I didn't miss out. So I'm really hoping that they're not just saying that to make me feel better, like, oh no, you didn't miss out on anything. But I love how Darius loves you and vice versa. Aww. I completely agree with you. Oh, guys. Man, I wish everyone could have the kind of relationship I have now. Girl, let me take my glasses off. I'm literally getting emotional right now. Like, uh, Darius, not the guy. Like, he really is a good man because, like, it was just a time where, like, I felt like I wasn't ever going to be able to be with anyone because I wasn't having sex. And the fact that he was willing just to be with me, and like, of course, it wasn't like the ideal situation for him in the beginning. Hey, babe, yes, I'm talking about you. Of course, it's not ideal for any person who's been having sex to get into a relationship where they may not be able to have do that anymore. Yeah. What? That's not it. Hmm. It should be this 2103. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, that gave me the perfect break to like not be so teary eyed. Ooh, I got a little intense there. But I got like it just got to a point where I really felt like I wasn't going to be able to be with anyone because no one would oh guys. Mm, oh man, I totally feel I empathize with you, Kiara. I know how you feel. It's just like I really thought I wasn't going to be able to be with anyone. Like the way I literally just be crying. Like no one's going to ever want to be with me because I'm not having sex. And like I wasn't ready to give in because like everyone like was only just confirming what I thought was that like you only want to be here now because you think that you're going to be my first and you think you can get sex out of me, but you can't. And like I would just I get left so often. It got to the point where I just oh, that's a whole nother story. But the fact that Darius was patient, and of course, it's not like a convenient thing. Like, if you have been having sex and you get with a partner who is not having sex, like, that is a sacrifice. And he did make that sacrifice for me. Like, of course, we had a lot of conversations about it, and it wasn't just like he was just like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, he was just like, man, are you sure? Are you sure you don't want to? Because, like, I want to. I mean, but like, he wasn't rushing me or pushing me to do anything that I wasn't comfortable with, which I think is so rare. Like, I feel like I got lucky. It's not like there was a progression of like, bad to okay relationships and then I got to a good one. Like they were all bad. Like, you know, I was like was constantly getting cheated on or just left out or ignored in the dating world because of my choice to be abstinent and my choice not to sexualize myself. Um And so I am just really grateful that I did find someone or that they found me. Um, and that we were able to be together and like I was able to trust him enough to let him have my virginity. And the fact that he's still here today, 6 years later, like that's a testimony, really. uh, mm, yeah, I know the situation can be pretty traumatizing because like I have to be there for my friends who are going through things, which is another thing that deterred me from having sex, is because like my friends were coming back with all this trauma and like these stories, these horror stories, and it's just like I just was trying to protect myself, and like I still don't like it when people say like, oh, you shouldn't be having sex because of like religion, or because like you're unclean or whatever. I don't think that's the reason. I think if you're going to choose to not have sex, it should just because you're just emotionally protecting yourself. I definitely understand how you were feeling. I didn't have sex till I was 24. I'm 27 now. See, yeah, we about have the same amount of years. 24. Oh, it's 3 years. Let's see, how old was I? 20. I'm 25. So I've been doing it for 5 years, 5-ish years, not including those few months I went back. You can't go back to abstinence, unfortunately. You can only be celibate at that point. Yeah, doing it. Even when I talk about sex, it just feels feels like a kid. You know when you're a kid and you feel like you're saying something you shouldn't be saying. Like that's how it is for me. I don't believe sex is a bad thing. People make it that way. Yes, like guns aren't inherently bad, but the people who hold them can make them bad. How has that journey for you been being celibate? Um, if anyone else also has a celibate journey they want to, post about in these comments, I mean, feel free to chat it up with me. I wish I had something to get elevated with, if y'all know what I'm saying. I know that a lot of no sex journeys were getting really popular a few months ago. Like a lot of people were just like going on these no sex journeys, and I was just like, where was this? Where were all these journeys and these movements when I was in high school? Because I would have loved to feel like my experience was included in the woman empowerment thing, the whole no sex journeys. And like, I was the fact that I was ostracized so much for not having sex. And then like now it's popular for your spiritual health to be celibate. It's just like, oh man, like I've been there and like I got ostracized for it, and now like it's a fad and everyone's like doing it, and I'm happy that people are like going deeper into their journeys. But I just really wish there was a place of acceptance for me when I was going through that journey, because I really felt alone. um but I don't want people to ever feel ashamed of their journey, of their sex journey. Like however you choose to express yourself, if you're comfortable and if you're happy, then do you, boo boo. Like I'm never going to stop you. I'm not one of those people. Like honestly, I don't care enough. There's just deeper things to be worried about. mm. He asked me why I didn't want to. I told him because I don't want to have pointless sex. Yeah, pointless sex. No one wants that. Sometimes I feel like I can't even say certain things because like I didn't have the experience that other people had. I know that's kind of weirdly said. Like um Fun, stress-free, my Yanni loves me. Hell yeah, and that rhymes. Girl, we gotta have a jam session. Kiara, I really want to do a live with you, like a jam live or we write live or something. Like, you gotta call me after this. I don't think I was celibate. I was in a long distance relationship since I was 20. She gave me permission to do what I wanted. I just never wanted to. Then we did, like I said, at 25. Wow. Yeah. Those long distance relationships do be, they do be. I'm just, but yeah, that is a long time. But like the fact that you stayed faithful is really good because the relationships are way more than sex. I want to join the party. Start fresh. Hey man, you can always join the party. You can always start fresh. You know, like even now, I can still take a break from having sex. I can take a break. Sometimes I do feel like, what was I going to say? That I feel bad saying things sometimes because like I just haven't experienced certain things. Like I don't think I've ever experienced having pointless sex. And honestly, I don't think I've ever experienced having bad sex. Um, just haven't. And I think it's just because, hell yeah, yes. um, oh, but yeah, like I just don't think I've ever had it, and I think it's just mostly because I don't have enough partners to have had a chance to experience that part of the sexual experience. Can I join y'all, girl? When you know you can. How many times did you see your girlfriend? Wow, the best relationship. That's okay, that really says a lot because I I was really stressing this and I still am a strong believer of this. Like sex almost has it has something to do with it, but it has it's a byproduct of a good relationship. Like when you lay down that foundation of a good relationship, when you're actually friends with the person who is your significant other, it makes things so much better. And there's nothing more valuable than that connection. Mm. Oh, look at all the girls getting together. But yeah, like it takes time. It takes time to like build up that type of relationship. Like with me and Nye, we were friends before we were ever anything suggestively romantic or anything like that. And honestly, I didn't even know. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I don't have to apologize. Just pulling my. Honestly, like I didn't even see Darius. I didn't see him in that light of like, oh, I could totally be with you as a person. Like, I just seen him as like a friend, like my friend Darius, and we would party together. And we had friends. We had intersecting friend groups, and that's basically how we met. But we were friends for a long time before we even talked about being something more. And I feel like that is why a lot of people are having a lot of unhealthy relationships is because they're not getting to know the person completely before the relationship happens. Um, like all right, for instance, I mean, like you go on Instagram and you see a hot girl. You message them like, "Hey, boo, you look good. Like, I want this. I want this." You know what I'm saying? And then like y'all start talking on social media for a little bit, and then y'all meet up in person, and then a lot of times the sex happens, and then eventually start dating. And with that formula, people are getting into relationships with people that they don't know that well. And that's why it all crumbles down. It's like, oh snap, I didn't know he was a narcissist. I didn't know she was a sociopath. Or I didn't know this. It's like, because, you dipped into the fountain before examining the water first. I saw her like 3 times. 3 times? Wow. But I mean, at least y'all got to talk every day, though. That's good. But 3 times that's a not a lot. That's a not a lot. I've always been friends with all my exes. Really? Before dating, only had 6 boyfriends from 14 to now. Yes, exactly. I feel like it's just better when you know the person. But I mean, shoot, I thought I knew someone once and they totally switched up on me. I thought I knew a person for 7 years and turns out I didn't. So maybe it's something else. You never know though. Exactly. Because a person could just be like holding up this perception or that a facade that they know that you believe for years. And then once they get tired of holding up that facade, then you're left to deal with the actual them. And then you have to decide of like, is this really what I signed up for? Do I really want this? I'm not with any of them now. I know you're not. You better not be. She was the other one. She was with one other dude, to my knowledge. It was an open relationship though for both of us. You don't need to. Hey, I'm approving of open relationships. I'm actually approving of a lot of things that people probably don't know that I'm approving of. I feel like if really it's all about communication. If people just communicate and really be honest, there wouldn't be that much infidelity. There'd probably be way more polyamorous relationships. Very open. Yeah, you are. That's what she said. But yeah, man, like I feel like me and Darius are so successful because we talk everything out. It's not like we've never had disagreements. We have disagreements not all the time, but like a normal amount. Like we have disagreements. We have things that we just don't agree on. But we're able to listen to each other and use empathy to understand each other's perspectives and still try to react and interact in a respectable way that has respect for what each other believe in, you know? Being with a man and a female. Oh, really? Um, had to duck off camera for a moment. Um, yes, empathy is everything. It's literally the lifeline in a relationship. The fact that we just take the time to understand where each other are coming from. Literally, we came into this relationship from um, two opposite angles. Like I came into this relationship full blown, like not full blown Christian, but I was more Christian leaning. And he came into the relationship atheist. And now through over the years, he's become more agnostic and I've become more spiritual. And we both kind of become more spiritual in our own ways, but literally we are two opposite ends of the spectrum that shouldn't have been able to meet together. Literally, I'm abstinent, he's having sex. I'm Christian, he was atheist. Like, I came from like dirt poverty, he came from middle class. So there's a lot of things that we have vastly different perspectives on, but we're still able to respect each other's perspectives and just understand each other, you know. So, it's just all about understanding. Uh, Hey, I'm very much for polyamorous relationships. Me too. All right. Good night, Lynn. You keep being beautiful too. I mean, I'm totally down for I'm totally down for polyamorous relationships. I think it's very possible. And honestly, if men keep acting the way they acting, they gonna lose their chance. Let these dudes keep acting up, and all the women will go to the one man who is not acting up, because polyamory is becoming normalized. It's becoming like the new thing in the I guess like in America, or maybe Black America, that's becoming really popular. People are just more comfortable with it now. Oh, I'm happy you guys are making friends. But yeah, it's really hard to know when to end these videos because like I feel like I'm just talking and hanging out with you guys. I would totally do this again, but maybe I should end it. Maybe I should end it. Let me know if I should end this. mm, I think I will end it. I don't know. Well, I do want to talk about polyamory just for a little bit longer. I feel like the female body is respected in a polyamorous relationship, or has potential to be really highly respected in a polyamorous relationship, just because there's so much love to go around. And also, like, there's this huge support system. Like, you're not just in a relationship with one other person, like, depending on whatever setup that you guys have, because you could have a polyamorous relationship in a whole bunch of different ways, but depending on the setup y'all have, like, you can really have affection and love coming from like multiple people, like, and have a genuine like friendship with them. And I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with it. And not to mention, us Black folks, it's kind of normal. Like, in Africa, there's a lot of polyamory going on, as well as in Israel. You can, I know a whole bunch of Black Hebrews. I see what they do. I see what y'all doing. I mean, and then who else says it? Native Americans. I mean, like, literally the only people who make it seem like it's bad. Who pushes monogamy? Who wants to answer that question in the comments? Who pushes monogamy? Who's made monogamy normal? Save some for later. Yes, exactly. It forces you to confront the roots of any feelings of jealousy you might have. Exactly, because one, jealousy has never been a thing for me. I've always been anti-jealousy in relationships. Even when I was like in high school and when I was celibate, a lot of girls who were celibate would be jealous really easily, because they'd be like, "Oh, you're just gonna go have sex with her or whatever, blah blah blah." But I don't think we should be jealous at all. Like, like, if I see my man looking at a woman who's attractive, I'm probably looking at her too. And we're probably going to agree, or we just talk about it. Like, it's not a big deal. It's like, hey man, you saw that girl's ass? Like, you saw her butt? Like, whoa, did you see her? Like, she looked good. You know what I'm saying? I can think that someone looks good. I can I can see where that comes from, but I don't think it's right to be jealous and to restrict your partner's interactions based off of your jealousy or your insecurities, because I think that's a very unhealthy way to have a relationship. It's just like, oh, you can only have male friends, you can't have no female friends. Like, My fiance can have female friends. Trust me. Yeah, if you're a jealous type, polyamory is not for you. Like, don't try to force it. You know, I feel like some women they try to put themselves in a polyamorous relationship because they really want to be with the guy, and they may not be cool with um, being with another girl, but they're thinking that eventually he's going to break up with them or something like that. But that is never usually not the case. But polyamory is also good for financial reasons. Think like y'all would have just had two people paying bills. Now y'all got 3 to 4 people paying bills. And then talk about childcare. Childcare. Like, come on, you always have a babysitter. There's always at least one person at the house. You can really build a community off of it. And I mean, that's why I'm approving of it. I may not be like officially in a polyamorous relationship, but I'd be okay with it. I see the benefits of it. I'm reading these comments. Oh, wait. I just realized I don't have to just switch tab to tab. I can just pull this out into its own window, make it small enough to where I can only see the chat box, and then boom, I'm talking to y'all. Usually I end these with singing. But my guitar is upstairs, and I don't know why I'm acting like it's impossible for me to get it. To be honest. Mm-hmm. Mm. I feel as though you wouldn't be jealous. Yes. I just don't like the idea of that's my girl or my woman. Yeah, yes, I don't want them as property. I want a relationship. I don't want to be seen as property either. Yeah, and I feel like that stems from slavery, where that's my person that I own, like I'm very careful of calling, like I don't say nigga, I don't say the N word. I don't know if I get deep. I doubt this is monetizing. I don't say nigga. I don't call my fiance nigga because like I literally was. I don't know. I was watching this girl's video. She's a light skinned woman, and she referred to her boyfriend who was black as my nigga, and like it was just too close to my nigga with the hard er. You know what I'm saying? Like that's mine. Like I own them. I just don't like that. I don't like the way that feels. I'm not jealous due to my confidence and security. Yes, you are very confident. I love to see my man and be blasphemer with another. I love. Yes, with the right ones, it's not for everyone. Yes, I'm telling you. I'm proud to claim who you with. Exactly. 4-person households. Like rent, like $25. I'm just kidding. But you know what I'm saying? Like it really would make things really convenient. I'm about to grab my guitar. And while you guys wait on that, I want to give you guys a little sneak peek of well, it's more like a sneak listen. Girl, I'm gonna give you guys a sneak listen to what I've been working on. I'm actually about to come out with this song, Not Enough. I recorded it myself. I mixed and mastered it myself. And I'm really proud of it. And like I really want I just really want people to hear it and understand all the work I put into it. Because like literally the lead vocals, I put them in there like twice. And for the second time I put them in there, I put it in reverse. So the whole song, like while the song's playing, like you're hearing it in forward, but underlying underneath it all, you're also hearing the song in reverse. So like I'm just super excited about it. I feel so geeked out, like excited about it. It's it's weird, but like it's a new feeling for me. And I'm happy to share this with you guys. So I'm just hooking up my speaker. And I'm gonna give the video a play. It's a song, but I made a visual video of it so that you guys can have something on the YouTube. Oh, you guys really think that's dope? You guys think that's dope? You think it's dope? Sometimes I do feel like a total dweeb, like just geek. But this is the song. It's Not Enough. Son of a gun. I also try really hard not to curse, guys, because there's children who watch me. There's children on all my pages, which is, I'm okay with that. So. Tell me if that sounds okay to y'all. I wanted more. I said I'm not your star. Son of a gun. I accidentally X'd out of it. Okay. Told my mama I wanted more. I said I'm not your stereotypical. Don't know why this lyrical life is so difficult. I'll be right back. The lights I've been up and down. I've seen hell and heaven. I've been all around, but it's not enough. Been up and down. I've seen hell and heaven. Been all around, and it's not enough, not enough, not enough. Yeah. Well, I know you've heard these stories before. About how some girl wanted more. Out there she tries to be outside of what's expected in the status quo. Well, I don't want to go there. I don't want to be there. I don't care if you get scared of me, the new thing you stare at. It's not what you say. It's what you're afraid to be. I've seen hell and I've seen heaven. You're afraid like you didn't do. I've seen hell and I've seen heaven. I've been all around, yes. It's not enough, not enough, not enough. I see the one in the place where you said it was over. It never started. And you told me I was right, but you looked me in the eye, said it was over. You don't write my story, 'cause I've been through hell and I've been through heaven. I've been all around, but it's not enough, not enough, not enough. And I've I've been through blessings, been through pain and suffering, but it's not enough, not enough, not enough. Not enough, not enough, not enough. Not enough, not enough, not enough. Not enough, not enough. Oh, guys. You guys hear that? Hear the reverse part? And I know that I can rise through any obstacle. Sometimes I just sing the reverse part because it really gets me. All right, guys. So this is the time. This is the time where you comment the chords that you want. Comment the chords that you want me to use, because I'm going to do a freestyle. So whatever, I'm going to 4 letters between A and G. So A, B, C, D, E, F, or G. Comment 1 or 2. Shoot, there's, yeah, comment comment the letters or whatever chords, and I'm going to use those chords and I will make a song from scratch right here, right now. I will freestyle it. Make sure my guitar is tuned. Send in your orders now. Oh, we got an E. All right, we have one chord, the E chord. And what other chord should build up this creation, this improvisation, this mind capulation? You know, like the House of Capula? I'm sorry. All right. Guitar tuning. I just need to hear E to make sure that my guitar is in tune. You guys are just getting like the real authentic me. Yo, have y'all been seeing these Trump ads? Like, it's so weird. All right, we got, let's see what else we have. Yes, the ones where they're like freaking asking you, what do you think of this presidency? I'm just like, man, I'm not putting my name on this survey so y'all know exactly who I am and how much I don't like the president so y'all can find me. Nah, because I was about to fill out the survey to tell them exactly how I feel about Trump, to tell them exactly how bad of a job I think he's doing. And then I saw they wanted my zip code, and I was like, I don't trust Trump with my zip code, that's for sure. I can tell you that much. Probably try to freaking evict me and freaking turn my freaking house into the Trump house or something. Just put his name on it. Freaking, I need to make a live about him, honestly. I have a lot to say about him. Man, maybe they just trying to trigger me or something, but like, ridiculous. All right. So we got E and G. I'm going to come up with the other two. Here we go. They say it's not like how it used to be in those days when we ran wild and free. It's okay to just relax and just think back on what we could have had. Seems like everything just crumbles under pressure. Oh, let the waves come and wash away all the pain that I thought had made me. Oh, let the waves come and wash away all the pain that I thought had made me. It's okay to breathe, just waiting on an ending. Why can't I just be happy? If you want to take me away from here, what is my reality? And why do I wait when I can just sing? And I just want to take a breath without stepping on my own chest. And if you saw that I was struggling, would you bend down to help me off of your pedestal? The mountains, they seem so close. Oh, let the waves wash away the pain that I thought had made me who I am. Let the waves wash away all the pain that I thought made me who I am today. Is not who I thought I was gonna be. And what I have to say is something that I know just can't be free. Are you listening when I know that I am lost? I will find my way back home, and I don't care what is the cost, as long as you know you're not alone. It seems like it's just so much to fit in my eyes, and I'm bleeding from the words that I never said. And then I say goodbye. Oh, let the waves wash away all the pain that I thought made me. Oh, let the waves wash away the pain that I thought had made me who I am. Who I am. Well, that was my live song. I'd be too afraid to go on for too long because I can really just keep going, to be honest. But I don't want to keep y'all. It's already been an hour and a half. Oh, you always love my messages. Kiara. Thanks, Zay. I know I'm a bit sweaty. It's hot down here. Applauding. I'm grabbing that applaud. I'm grabbing it. I'm grabbing those applause. Well, what do you think it was about? Because I only, I don't know if I should say this before I see your answer, but it's like, for real though. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I just feel like when I am freestyling like that, I don't initially know what I'm going to sing about, and I don't know what I'm going to say until it comes out of my mouth, and I don't know what the song is about until it comes out of my mouth. So a lot of times, I'll go back and listen to a freestyle of what I had did, and I'll be like, oh, that's what I meant. Like, I end up being able to dissect it and like finding the reason of like what I'm singing or why I'm singing what I'm singing. And it's, y'all, there's been some intense ass fireworks going on every night. Literally every single night there's been fireworks. And it sounds like gunshots. Like, I'm from the hood, so it's like I'm from a lot of neighborhoods where there's a lot of gunshots, and like I think I have PTSD a little bit because each time I hear one, it's just like, whew, I was like, is this a bad situation or is it just a celebration? But yeah, like I don't really know what I'm singing about until the words come out of my mouth. So it really means a lot that you guys like what comes out of my mouth. I really appreciate it. But with that, I'm gonna close it out. I'm gonna let y'all go to bed. Um, it's been an hour and a half. I'm gonna go to bed. Well, I'm not gonna go to bed, but I am gonna get out here. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. mm. I moved away from, yeah, you moved to the suburbs to get away from the gunshots and the loud sounds, but it turns out here in the country, everyone's doing freaking fireworks all the time, which is gunpowder. So you can never escape guns in America. You're just not going to. Vulnerability, power, and pain. Oh, beauty in it all. Kinona. Girl. That really is the truth though. That's what my music is. I try to be authentic and as vulnerable with you guys as possible because I feel like that's how you have good art, it's vulnerability and just truthfulness. I feel like maybe that song was about like not identifying with your pain. Because I've identified with my pain for a very long time. I identified with being sad because I've always felt sad. I was in so many traumatic, sad situations that it felt normal to be sad, and it felt abnormal, even bad. It felt bad to be happy. So I had to kind of have an ego death and let that part of myself heal and like just know that it's okay to be happy. It's okay to just feel happiness and not, we all deserve happiness. That. Y'all make it hard to get off of here. Thanks, hon. Y'all, everyone who is here. Am I going to that? For real though. It's a whole hour. If you guys are looking for some good music, y'all need to follow Kinona. Y'all need to go. She has really good music, relaxing, like, and she's a goddess, like beyond beautiful. I love you too, Kinona. It's okay, girl. I'm about to call you when I get off of here. But yeah, guys, it's been real, and this is all lean music and more signing off. Oh, please like and subscribe. And if this really affected you, like share it, share my channel. I'm trying to grow as an artist. I have a Patreon. that you guys can support me on, um, all that. Literally, just follow me on Instagram. The link to my Patreon is in my bio. So, mwah. Good night. Yes, I'm sure I want to end it.